The Museum of Ancient Iran has a rich collection of archaeological findings, the oldest of which dates back to the Paleolithic period between 1 million to about 12,000 years ago, and the most recent belongs to the Sassanid period dating back to over 1,500 years ago. Building this museum began in 1935, imitating the high arch of the Taq Kasra belonging to the Sassanid period, and it was put into operation after 2 years. The museum has 10 sections of Paleolithic, Prehistoric, Historical, Islamic, Stamp and Coin, Restoration, Inscriptions, Pottery, Osteology, and Library and Documentation Center, and its various works have been exhibited in 2 floors. Since 1500 to 3000 BC, there is a period in Iranian history called the Bronze Age. The widespread use of copper alloy and the first steps in the formation of the government occurred during this period. The period between the Bronze Age and the Achaemenid Empire in Iran is called the Iron Age. One of the features of this period is the familiarity of the Iranian people with the iron smelting. The Achaemenid period works are on display at Hall 4 and constitute one of the most fascinating and important parts of the museum. The Achaemenid Empire was established about 2,500 years ago, reaching the peak of power and prosperity from the west to the Aegean, Mediterranean Sea and Egypt, and from the east to India and the Hindu Kush mountains. The founder of the Achaemenid dynasty is Cyrus, and the remains of this period indicate the extensive use of writing during the Achaemenid era, according to the documents in which the accounting, management, and wages of workers are seen. During this period, by the order of Darius, the coin was first minted, and various techniques of grinding and metalworking flourished. Parthian artifacts have been discovered from different parts of the world, such as Nisa in Turkmenistan, Palmyra in Syria, Dura Rupis, and etc. Rock reliefs, inscribed pottery, small figurines, various types of clay, metal, and glass writings are some of the famous works of this period. After the arrival of Islam in Iran at the end of the Sassanid era, Iranian art developed according to other themes in which the simulation and illustration of living beings was forbidden. Works of the Islamic period are preserved in the adjacent building known as the Museum of the Islamic Era. The Sasanians took over the Rhine of Iran in 224 AD and left behind the magnificent and spectacular works. from the beginning of their rule, they intended to continue the glorious period of the Achaemenids. Sasanian metalwork and fabrics are well known worldwide. The prehistoric section of the museum is on the second floor and features some works from the ancient Paleolithic to the late 4th millennium BC, from the earliest time before the invention of writing. Some of the Middle Paleolithic period dates back to more than 200,000 years ago. This period lasted till 40,000 years ago. Neanderthal humans and probably early modern humans lived in Iran during this period. During the Neolithic age, hunters decided to settle down and stay in seasonal camps. The first type of these villages were created with residential units of raw stone and clay in the Zagros region. Residents of these villages were able to domesticate and farm some of the animals. This period was since 3000 to 5000 BC, coinciding with the Chalcolithic period. During this period, flat seals were introduced to control the trading of goods and create a network of extensive exchanges. In addition, beside the manufacture of stamps, making bronze objects became customary. On the second floor, there is also the work of a 7,000-year-old lady. In November 2014, during the operation of the sewage network piping, massive remnants of square bricks, historic pottery, bones, and etc. were observed in the Molavi area of Tehran. The archaeological excavations in the area led to the discovery of a human skeleton dating back to 7,000 years ago.